we're feeling pretty good here as we've got 5 guys, a bit of them from the top of the board, a bit further down, all some pretty good matchups here. So first up, Jahmyr Gibbs of the Lions, 17%. He is our second highest probability of the entire week, highest on Sunday with Christian McCaffrey on Monday Night Football. Got a good matchup with a soft Giants defense. Lions are projected to and should win this game, and that bodes well for Gibbs. Every time Jahmyr Gibbs hasn't scored this year, the Lions lost. Every time Jahmyr Gibbs has scored, the Lions win. If they want to win this game, they need to give Jahmyr the Gibbs a ball, and they should do it nice and early so he cashes our first touchdown prop, and they get a nice early lead. Next up, Derrick Henry, 16%. He's a top 4 probability of the week, behind only Gibbs, CMC, and Jonathan Taylor. Coming off his first score since week 8, and he is facing the Jets, who gave up a 3-piece to Travion Henderson just last week. He has not been his historically dominant self, but he's still a workhorse. 18-plus touches in 5 straight games. He's actually getting more volume now than he was in the first 5 or 6 games of the season. Jets allow a score on 58.3% of red zone trips, and they have the 29th worst red zone defense versus running backs. Next up, receiver, the only one here, Jackson Smith-Njigba, 12%. Gets a good matchup with a Titans team that you're frankly just not worried about scoring first, especially against the Seahawks defense. They have scored first twice in their past 5 games. One of those was a pick 6. It's not going to happen, unlikely to happen, I should say, that they get out in front of the Seahawks, at least with a touchdown before they do. JSN is the best wide receiver in the league this season. He's the second highest wide receiver to score first in our Week 12 projections. So lock him in here as our third pick versus the Titans. Trey McBride of the Cardinals, a rare tight end appearance in here. McBride leads the position at first touchdown probability this week. He scored in 5 straight with 6 total touchdowns. I actually did not mention this earlier in our Jags game, but they have one of the poorest defenses against the position. Second most fantasy points allowed, third most yards on average of 9 targets per game. McBride projects for a big one, 7 receptions, 78 yards, almost a 50% anytime TD probability. He's 10% here to score first. Without Marvin Harrison Jr., it's him and Michael Wilson as the top targets for Arizona. And finally, Alvin Kamara. Hear me out on this one, all right? Hear me out on this one, because I know it's like, oh, what? However, the guy I did want to go with isn't playing until Monday night, and I don't like to carry over the round robin onto another day, because then you get weird, poor cash outs if you're hitting on something, whatever. Anyway, hear me out. Alvin Kamara. He's only scored 1 time this year. It was like in week 2, maybe week 1. But they're playing the Falcons, and Bijan would be your presumptive pick in this game. He did have 2 touchdowns this week, and I was thinking about Bijan in this, and then I was looking at the game after Michael Penix left. The Falcons' drives went punt, field goal, punt. You're not putting faith in a team that's doing that did what they did the last time we saw the Kirk Cousins Falcons, to get Bijan the ball, who hadn't scored for about 4 weeks before this. And even if they hand him off the ball 25 times, here comes Tyler Algier with your touchdown vulture for like the 8th time this year. Kamara's coming off his best game since week 2. They're not giving the ball to anyone else in this backfield, save for 5 carries to Taysom Hill or so. He was questionable, limited participant in practice yesterday, so he should play. If there was ever a time for Alvin Kamara to rear his head and get the first touchdown, it would be in week 12 versus the Falcons.
Dude, I hope so, because he's just been collecting dust in my fantasy starting lineup all season long. It's been so frustrating. But hey, I like this. If you're going to get creative and do the extra research and say you've got a gut feel, Dave, add it to the round robin. Let's rock.
Thank you.
Some big names and then some tactical names this week. By the way, McBride, it's a bad thing when he's facing a defense that, like, for some reason, I have this stuck in my memory how bad the Jags are against tight ends. Like, I should not be able to remember from weeks ago that they're terrible against tight ends. This is a great spot with Marv's injury as well. I am all in on McBride props this week. So 3 studs, McBride and Kamara, to take us home. And by the way, if you did the anytime touchdown parlay, almost 19-1, you still recommend that?
Yep. Yeah, everyone but Kamara is over 43%. He's right about 31, so he's the lowest on here. But it's juicing up he's like plus 180. So it's getting you pretty good odds here. Yeah, I play this as an anytime every single week. Seriously, I think with the 2 that we hit, I'd have to do the exact math, but playing a flat unit, this bankrolled the entire season of doing this as an anytime TD play. So you hit one more and you're bankrolled until next year.
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully we can get 5 years in advance by the end of
yeah. Well, we just need to hit one of these round robins and we'll be good forever.
That would be nice. All right, cool. Thank you very much. Dimers Pro, promo code podcast, get 50% off. Check out all of our touchdown probabilities for yourself. We've got first, anytime, 2+, 3+ touchdown probabilities for every single skill position player you're looking to bet on.